Hi, my name is Kevin McKeon. I'm the director of Snow Falling on Cedars, which is being produced here in Nevada City by the Community Asian Theater of the Sierra. I'm joined today by Jeff Ogata, who plays 36 roles in the show. Is it, Jeff?
Just three.
Oh, three. Okay. Well, I was close.
It feels like 36.
Yeah, it's a large cast. We have a 15-member cast, and we're telling the story that David Guterson wrote. It's been a book, his book, and it's also been a movie, and it's been a play that was produced originally by Book It Repertory Theater in Seattle and produced here by Cats in 2010. We're bringing it back for Cats' 30th anniversary. Jeff, you have a family history that involves the internment.
I do. One of the reasons why I was very happy to be a part of this is because of my personal history with the incarceration of Japanese Americans during World War II. My father was actually 18 at the time and was working in this area, in the Northern California area, picking tomatoes, strawberries, and grapes. And he heard about the exclusion order. He went back to Los Angeles to be with his older sister and her family. And so they all went to Manzanar. And so they spent a little time in Manzanar. And then if people were aware of the loyalty questionnaire that came out, which had two questions, that one, were you loyal to the Emperor of Japan? Would you forswear your loyalty to the Emperor of Japan? And two, are you willing to serve in the military? There was a lot of conversation, discussion about those two questions because people felt it was a trick question. How could you forswear allegiance if you'd never had it in the first place? And so people that responded no to both those questions were deemed no boys, and then they were deemed to be high security by the government and sent up here to Tule Lake. That's what my father did. So this story, I think, is really a good reminder of what happens. There's a love story, there's a trial, there's a lot of prejudice, and I think this story is really a wonderful story, just in terms of entertainment value, but also as a good reminder, like in these current times even, about how people are trying to use hysteria and prejudice to try to overcome our laws and our rules, which of course the United States is supposedly built upon. And because during the war, the Japanese Americans had no access to any courtroom, they didn't have any rights. They were just basically all taken away just at random. I think it's a story that needs to be told all the time, not so much for historical purposes, but just as a reminder about what's going on today and how we need to avoid those kinds of things.
Snow Falling on Cedars is a story set in the Northwest. A lot of the Japanese that went to Manzanar were interred from Bainbridge Island, as I recall.
That's correct.
And along with the story, with the background of the internment, it's also a murder mystery, it's a courtroom drama, and it's also an interracial love story, which spans decades, actually.